What's going on, guys? Corrupt here. Today we're going to continue our discussion on armored kill and armored kill tactics, a little bit of vehicle information. Also, that intro clip, pretty sure I shot that jet down. I don't know. Of course, I looked away, just a random shot, but check it out again. See how I hit it. Pretty sure I did. Moving on. Alright, B&P gameplay, Tehran Highway. Now, there are going to be a new class of vehicles coming out with the armored kill pack, and that's going to be tank destroyers. And if you guys don't know what tank destroyers are, essentially they are a BMP or LAV with a big freaking gun. You just put a tank cannon on a lighter armored vehicle for areas of operation where there's not going to be heavy armor, such as like what the American military did for Iraq and Afghanistan. You're not going to be contending with enemy main battle tanks. You just want to be able to have that kind of firepower to punch through bunkers or knock down buildings and so forth and such. The idea behind it is it's a light vehicle able to be airdropped or transported through like a four-prop propeller airplane. Everybody should know what a C-130 is. They're basically designed to roll in that kind of airframe and to be transported thus into the battlefield. They are nimble. Of course, you're going to use your speed to your advantage. I expect the vehicles in the gameplay to have the same speed and maneuverability as their counterparts like the BMP and LAV. Talking a little bit about tactics now. This is what these vehicles are supposed to do. See what the enemy is doing right here, or attempting to do, is to flank around everybody to get to a flag that we have, they don't have. That's simply what it's made for. It's got firepower, and it's also got the speed to survive to where it's got to go. That's why if you get 4 guys in the same LAV, or even 5 or 6, you'll be a flag capping machine, as long as you can avoid the random mines and C4 that is rife throughout the battlefield. That again is why I run on this class, this vehicle, proximity. The only reason why is because I think the biggest threat on maps like this is infantry. I mean, we can argue about this all day, but I think about it. I mean, how many tank shots can you take? This thing gets disabled to like what, 59% damage. It takes like 2 bricks of C4 to blow up a vehicle. I mean, all infantry guys got to do is just run around and throw 2 bricks of C4 or hit you with a mine, something like that. A tank, you're gonna know you're getting shot at. A C4 guy, you know, if they're really good with it, you're not gonna know. That's why proximity's on, so I can see them before they sneak around or jump out of helicopters or jump off bridges and put C4 on the ground. That kind of crazy crap. Because I do it to people a lot. I don't like it. Again, with these kind of vehicles, they are lighter armored. They have firepower. It's going to need its own set of skills, let's put it that way. Now with me, I'm running the, let's see, let's get this right here. It's the APFSDS-T shell. All that means it's a armor-piercing round. The main cannon, of course, is high explosive. I'm running a secondary, which is T shell. It's a sable round. It's basically like a sniper rifle. It turns my secondary weapon into a sniper rifle. It has pinpoint damage. It doesn't really do much splash damage. Not very effective against infantry. It'll decimate buildings if you find infantry hiding somewhere. It'll pretty much mow through anything like that. You have 12 rounds of distraction this way. And what I mean by that is you have 6 primary, and I run with the 6 of the T shells. I use the HE rounds when I'm against armor. I use those as kind of like a ranging shot, and you'll see that in a little bit when I start going against armor in a closer range. You know, everything is spotted doesn't mean you actually have a clear line of sight on it. So basically, I'm just trying to use these 6 rounds as pretty much like a ranging shot, an arching shot, just to figure out what the hell the enemy is before I start wasting the valuable secondary rounds. And the secondary rounds do fire slower, the armor-piercing variety. I can recommend running T shells or the ATGM, which essentially is a tow missile. Guided missile on these kind of things, I don't want to sit still long enough to lock anybody up that long. If you're running with a guy that's got SOFLAM and you guys are coordinated, that's when it's a valuable tactic and a good option. But in this case, everybody's just running regular, pretty much engineer class RPGs, and locking on is not something I want to sit around and try to do. The one bonus you do get with the ATGM, the tow missile, we'll call it that, is you can fire it, switch to your main cannon, and it'll still guide onto your main reticle. Normally people seem to think that you need to sit there and guide it in on a target. You don't. You just pop different reticle, pop the main HE round, and you'll be able to track in your missile onto your target. The reason why I don't run that is because it's not always successful. People can duck around corners and pop smoke and maybe obscure your view, but it's kind of hard to dodge around that's flying at them faster than the missile will. And you get more of them. I mean, that missile is very valuable. If you have a clear line of sight, you'll do a lot of damage, but I prefer like the T-shell in most cases. I'm not trying to talk about like I'm a master at this. The LAV class, excuse me, the light armored vehicles in this game are not my forte. I mean, I can do some work in them, let's put it that way, but they're not my main vehicles. I believe it's like the Abrams and T90, then it goes into air vehicles, and then it's back down to LAVs and BMPs at 5 or 6 U's or whatever, 5th or 6th U's as I should say. But here you'll see me starting to engage armor. My team had these guys push back pretty quick. I don't like spawn camping. It bores the hell out of me. I had hoped that me sitting on this side of the map, somebody would have flanked around the other way and gotten a flag and made this game interesting. But since they decided to keep running at me, I just decided I was going to sit here and make them beat me. I mean, they couldn't accomplish it. And as you see here, well, this guy just dies, but what he's doing is firing the same rounds back at me. And what you notice is, if you get hit by a tank round, yes, it's a big frickin' bang and your screen changes. You get fired on by 6 rounds of high explosives and 6 rounds of the Sabo rounds of the T-shells. It's very distracting. It's like basically tank suppression. It's like blowing up a wall, throwing up a wall of just nasty shit. It just changes the screen. And it kind of throws you off your game. You're trying to figure out where the shots are coming from. And basically you gotta select a target and fire, and it's really a pain in the ass. It's really valuable to you and annoying to them. They just saw me taking fire there. Screen kind of got fuzzy. I knew who the guy was. He was stuck on a car because he ran in there like an idiot. But that's where these T-shells are valuable. And in the armored kill, I'm assuming these vehicles are still going to be in here. Armored kill is going to bring out tank destroyers, like I said earlier. I don't know if they're going to have their own like skill tree, perk tree, unlock tree, or whatever. But if they don't, you guys really need to get out there and hit these LAV classes and start using them a lot to unlock all these perks. Because the reactive armor, if you guys want to run that, is the last unlock, like it is for the tanks. So you need to get out there and start smacking people around with LAVs. Vid's over already. Alright guys, this has been Corrupt. Episode 2 of Armored Kill Discussion and Tactics. Peace.